People have all sorts of quirks. Some talk to themselves, while thinking others have to triple check if they lock the door. We all have our own unique habits. But there's one group of men who take unconventional to a whole new level: Sigma males. These lone wolves don't just follow the norm, they rewrite it. Their habits aren't weird just for the sake of being different. It's who they are. And what do they do? Most people wouldn't even think of it. So let's dive into 7 weird things only Sigma males do. Number 1, they disappear without warning. One moment, you're deep in conversation with a Sigma male fully engaged, and then poof, he's gone. No warning, no polite excuse, just disappeared. Sound familiar? This isn't rudeness. It's strategy. Sigma males operate on a different wavelength from most people. Their energy is finite and they guard it carefully. Social interactions, even enjoyable ones, can be exhausting. Unlike extroverts who thrive on prolonged engagement, Sigmas have a built-in meter for social endurance. The moment that meter hits empty, they're out. Psychologists call this social battery depletion. When an introvert, especially one as self-sufficient as a Sigma, feels drained, their priority shifts to recovery. They don't linger to explain because for them over-explaining is unnecessary. Why waste time justifying something they see as natural? Instead, they do what makes sense. They retreat. To outsiders, this can seem cold, even rude. But in reality, it's self-preservation. Studies show that introverts recharge best in solitude, and Sigmas take this principle to heart. They don't ghost people out of malice. They simply prioritize their well-being. So the next time a Sigma male vanishes mid-conversation, don't take it personally. It's not about you, it's about them maintaining the balance that keeps them operating at peak performance. Number 2, they have zero interest in status games. Most people spend their lives chasing titles, promotions, and social rankings, believing that status equals success. But a Sigma male, he sees things differently. To him, success isn't about how many people admire him or how prestigious his position is. It's about something far more valuable: personal fulfillment. Unlike those who seek validation from society, Sigmas operate outside the conventional hierarchy. They don't feel the need to climb corporate ladders or rub shoulders with the elite just to prove their worth. Instead, they focus on mastering their skills, pursuing their passions, and building a life that aligns with their values. This detachment from external validation makes them highly independent and ironically more successful. Because they aren't seeking approval, they take unconventional paths, often leading to innovation and achievement. Think of figures like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, individuals who didn't follow traditional career routes yet revolutionized industries. Their focus wasn't on impressing people, it was on creating something meaningful. Sigmas naturally command respect, not because they demand it, but because they embody self-sufficiency and purpose. When they achieve success, it's not for recognition, it's because they pursued what genuinely mattered to them. And that's what sets them apart. Number 3, they can read people like a book. Sigma males possess an uncanny ability to detect deception, and it all comes down to their heightened observational skills and analytical thinking. Unlike the average person, who may be swayed by words or outward charm, Sigmas rely on nonverbal communication, things most people overlook. Studies show that over 55% of human communication is nonverbal, meaning that body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice often reveal more than words ever could. A Sigma male reads these signs like a book. They notice when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, when a voice quivers at just the wrong moment, or when someone avoids eye contact at a crucial point in a conversation. These subtle details trigger their natural skepticism, allowing them to filter out dishonesty in real time. Another key factor is their independent thinking and pattern recognition. Because Sigmas spend a lot of time observing rather than engaging in social theatrics, they develop an almost instinctive understanding of human behavior. They recall past interactions, compare behaviors, and quickly identify inconsistency. This ability isn't supernatural. It's psychology, intuition, and logic working together. It makes them incredibly difficult to deceive and allows them to navigate life with a sense of clarity that others envy. While most people get caught up in distractions, a Sigma male sees through the noise, making calculated decisions based on truth rather than illusion. Number 4, they find small talk painful. Nothing makes a Sigma more uncomfortable than meaningless chatter. Small talk about the weather, completely unnecessary. Gossip about people's personal lives, a total waste of time. Fake enthusiasm over things they don't care about, not happening. Sigmas value conversations that serve a purpose. They thrive on depth, meaning, and intellectual stimulation. If a conversation doesn't challenge their mind, broaden their understanding, or spark their curiosity, they quickly disengage. This isn't because they're antisocial, it's because their energy is precious and they refuse to waste it on empty words. Psychologists suggest that introverted thinkers like Sigma males have a lower tolerance for superficial socializing. Their brain chemistry, particularly in the dopamine system, is wired differently. While many people get a rush from casual social interactions, Sigmas don't experience the same level of reward. Instead, they find fulfillment in meaningful discussions, philosophy, psychology, innovation, personal growth, or deep existential questions. If a Sigma male is talking to you, it's for one of two reasons. Either he genuinely finds the conversation valuable, or he's simply being polite. But don't mistake politeness for engagement. If his responses are short, if he's scanning the room, or if he subtly redirects the conversation, he's likely counting the seconds until he can exit. To truly connect with a Sigma, skip the fluff. Ask thought-provoking questions, share intriguing insights, or dive into a topic that actually matters. If you can match their depth, you might just earn their attention. Number 5, they are masters of controlled chaos. Sigmas might seem unpredictable to the outside world, but in reality, their lives are structured in a way that makes perfect sense to them. Take a messy desk, for example. To most people, it looks like complete disarray, but to a Sigma, every item has its place. Studies in psychology suggest that a cluttered workspace can actually boost creativity and problem-solving skills, while others waste time keeping everything neat. Sigmas thrive in their own controlled chaos. Then there's their unconventional sleep schedule. While society insists on a strict 9 to 5 routine, Sigmas operate different. Some follow polyphasic sleep cycles, taking short naps throughout the day, while others work late into the night when the world is quiet. Science backs this up, showing that night owls often have higher IQs and increased productivity during their preferred hour. As for their overall lifestyle, Sigmas reject societal norms and create their own rules. Whether it's choosing a non-traditional career, living in remote locations, or avoiding unnecessary social interactions, everything they do is intentional. While others follow predefined paths, Sigmas carve out their own, guided by independence and self-sufficiency. What looks chaotic to the world is actually a well-calculated system of efficiency, productivity, and personal fulfillment. Sigmas don't just exist outside the norm, they redefine what it means to succeed on their own terms. Number 6, they form deep but rare connections. A Sigma male doesn't crave a large social circle, nor does he feel the need to constantly surround himself with people. Instead, he values depth over breadth, choosing a few meaningful relationships rather than dozens of shallow ones. This isn't because he's antisocial, it's because he's highly selective. Many people mistake his solitude for loneliness, but that couldn't be further from the truth. A Sigma male is entirely comfortable in his own company. He enjoys deep conversations, intellectual stimulation, and genuine connections. Unlike those who seek social validation, he doesn't waste time on meaningless small talk or superficial friendships. When a Sigma does form a bond, it's not casual, it's built on mutual respect, trust, and loyalty. He won't invest in someone unless he sees real value in the connection. This level of selectivity is what sets Sigmas apart. While others chase popularity or approval, he remains independent, unfazed by trends or social pressure. Studies on introverted personality types suggest that people who prioritize deep relationships tend to be more emotionally intelligent and self-aware. Sigma males embody this principle, carefully curating their inner circle to include only those who truly align with their value. So while some might see a Sigma's solitude as a weakness, it's actually one of his greatest strengths. He understands that real connections are rare and valuable, and he refuses to settle for anything less. Number 7, they are unapologetically themselves. Perhaps the most unusual thing about a Sigma male is his complete indifference to external validation. He simply does not care what others think of him. In a world where social approval dictates behavior, the Sigma male moves to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't seek approval. He doesn't bend to fit expectations. He walks his path with unshakable confidence. Psychologists call this internal locus of control, a mindset where one's sense of worth and decisions come from within rather than being shaped by external influences. Unlike the alpha who thrives on dominance or the beta who follows the crowd, the Sigma exists outside the hierarchy altogether. He prioritizes his values over popularity, making him unpredictable and, to some, even intimidating. This trait is both his greatest strength and his biggest mystery. Society pressures people to conform, whether through fashion trends, social norms, or even career choices. But the Sigma male simply observes these pressures and moves in the direction that aligns with his purpose. This non-conformity naturally makes him stand out, even though standing out is never his goal. This is why Sigmas are often seen as enigmatic figures. They don't rebel for the sake of rebellion. They don't seek attention. Their quiet confidence speaks louder than words, and their ability to remain unfazed by opinions makes them both intriguing and respected. And in a world where most people crave validation, the Sigma's indifference is the rarest and weirdest trait of all. Sigmas, if you resonated with these 7 weird things, then congratulations, you're part of a rare breed that refuses to be defined by societal norms. The world may call your ways weird, but in reality, they're what make you powerful. So embrace them, own them, and never ever apologize for being authentically you. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and join this community of lone wolves striving for impactful living. Having said this, keep moving forward, keep staying true, and as always, stay Sigma.